Yo, what's good, guys? Today we're going to talk about a topic that keeps occurring over and over when new first person shooters, new hero shooters drop crosshairs. So, what I'm going to discuss today in this video is about how all these gimmicky crosshairs that TikTokers, YouTubers are telling you do, they're just hurting your aim. You're not going to get better overall relying on your crosshair to that extent. It is a noob trap. The purpose of those videos is to sell you a quick fix that makes you think that, oh, if I use this certain cue, it's going to make me aim better on targets. It's not. It's actually hurting your aim far worse. The main thing about aim is not your crosshair. You can use silly crosshairs and still aim really well. The problem with the fact of the matter is people are not putting the time to invest in their mechanics. And by mechanics, I just mean hand-eye coordination in this sense. So pretty much, you need to just play the game more and be aware of the situations around you from the enemy team. Positioning is key. If you have good positioning, it would lead your aim to being better. If your positioning is bad, you're mechanically forcing yourself to hit harder shots, making your aim worse. So there's just many examples of this. There's when you watch like pro players and stuff, you see this all the time. Even if they have like 1% aim. And then the main thing I'm just gonna go about is just like with crosses right now. It's so simple. People do too much. Like if you wanna have crosshairs, right? Like you just use a dot, bro. It's not that hard, man. Like a fucking dot is good because the reason why a dot is good, it does not obscure the screen. There's so much information you need to process when you play these kind of games. You want something that doesn't hinder your eyesight. You don't want to over fixate on something. I'm not when I'm playing and I'm tracking people. I'm not focusing on my crosshair all the time. I'm looking at the target and I'm also looking at the crosshair. It depends on the scenario. But you only learn these kind of things through muscle memory from playing and playing and playing. And it's like the thing that matters more than the crosshair, honestly, in my opinion, is your colors, your enemy outline. I feel like with a lot of these hero shooter games, the crosshair color, not the crosshair, the character outlines matter so much more for tracking and paying attention to the information on the screen. I cannot use red in a lot of games because the backgrounds for a lot of games, it fucks with my eyes. So red, orange, are shit for me. I can probably use pink because it's such a out outline color, but other than that, I just prefer yellow. Yellow is like very easy color to distinguish. And when I use my crosshairs, because I only use like three colors max, I can process all the information without having any issues at all. So, for example, let me see. Go back to combat. Like, all right, black. Black is a really good one because in this game there's not a lot of stuff that kind of like overlays and out contrasts the black. Red is really good with yellow outlines. Green is really good. And then my favorite is magenta. Recently, I've just been using magenta a lot because there's nothing really in the game that fucks up the magenta, right? So it's just it's just chill, like it's whatever. So I'm gonna show you some clips of me playing just like you can see I have good aim, and my good aim is from actual practice in Kovacs. I used to train tracking, and I used to do some what's it called? Some micro flick adjustment practice in Kovacs for Overwatch because I was an Overwatch player before I played Rivals. I'm just gonna show you like basic ass shit, and it's like my aim's gonna look cracked and how I'm like tracking and hitting shots, but it's just my situational awareness is why my aim is good. So give me a sec. All right, first one. This is an old ass clip. This is from when the game was relatively new. So like you see, like I have like a generic cross here, right? Like just a square, whatever. Not a square, you know what I mean, like a small little cross. Look at that. It's just tracking. It's just like mouse control until a good shot, right? That the person's that's another thing. A lot of shots that are easier to take. It depends on how people are moving and positioning themselves. So like I was saying earlier about positioning, the other person's positioning was shit, so I could kill them easily. Look, Iron Man's pretty far up. You see me, I whiff, right? No, I actually didn't whiff because it was a broken Hawkeye. But the thing is, like, it's just normal tracking. Like, my crosshair, like, imagine my crosshair was bigger, right? I don't think I'll be able to hit this shot because it'll obscure the screen so much where I can't see the character. That's what I'm saying about it does not matter as much as what your crosshair uses, if as long as there's no information concealing. Like, you really just want to have a crosshair that contrasts with the character, that have that slight ability to like look and calculate the information. But you don't want anything where you have to over rely. It's like using training wheels on a bike. You're just hurting yourself in the long point if you actually want to learn how to ride a bike. You have to take them off eventually. Look, another good shot where I just tracked and killed him. It's that easy. I think this guy dies too. Yeah, it's simple. Now this I think this is a Black Widow clip. Let me see. Yep. It's like a decent clip. It's not even like anything, but it just like shows, right? Like it's just like you gotta take your time and process. That's what you're doing with your crosshair. It just when you have all these other crosshairs where it has a specific gimmick, you're wasting your time focusing on extra shit when you should be focusing on the character's position on the screen. And if that's an issue for you, you need to do aim training. It's that simple. You just need to aim train, bro. Like take some time out of your day. I didn't even use that much. I use like 15 to 30 minutes daily because I had the time. But if you don't even have the time, just do 30 minutes like every other day. Like if you actually want to get good aim, you have to practice it. You just can't put on other shit. Like if you're a basketball player, you want to have a good shot. You're not going to put on elbow sleeves and you be like, "Yo, now I can shoot good." It was always the elbow sleeves. No, bro. You have to put in the practice. Hey, this was fucked up. I don't know how I lived here. He got trolled. Look at that. You see that shot at the end? It's just crosshair placement. And it's like, I'm not overthinking about, oh, my dad needs to... It's because I have the situation awareness of where he's on the screen already. So I'm leading my crosshair to the target. Pretty easy. Now I'm going to show you some clips from ranked games in GM. Where it's like way more faster pace or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm a tank main in this game, so... But I can show you these clips on Magneto of all people. Oh shit, this is the fucked up clip I actually think. It is. Wait, hold up. Should be this one. OBS be tweaking. There we go. So like, just look where my little black crosshair is. Oops, I accidentally skip. You see how like I did that right there? That's game sense. It's not that I'm overthinking, oh, I need to hit Captain America because he's diving on my teammate. So I need to look at my crosshair and then do a right click. No, I'm not looking at my crosshair here. I'm naturally doing it. I'm looking at Captain America to hit this shot. So like I'm gonna go again. You're gonna see I hit Captain America to peel for my teammate, then I kill Bucky because he's low. Okay? Now, this is just Magneto shit. I'm just using my mag rock. I'm baiting out. I'm trying to bait out to kill Luna because you know Moon Knight is already low. So if they think that I'm going for Moon Knight, she's gonna just stay in the cover there and get hit. But you see, I kill her. Now it's just again situational awareness. Like I can easily just like start like trying to look and focus on my crosshair to kill the support here. I already know Moon Knight is low in the back. He needs to get healed by her, so she has to start looking at him, right, to heal. So I'm just taking my time. I'm not gonna be worried and be like, oh, I gotta, you know, fixate on my crosshair, my aim. I'm just taking my time and wait. See, I kill her, and he's low already, so he dies for free. This is the kind of stuff that helps your aim much more than just a silly gimmicky crosshair. Look, I'm using a shitty black dot on my screen. That's like pretty small. And you can see my aim is very good on Magneto. I'm hitting all my projectiles. I don't need anything to lead my projectiles because it's just game sense. You just need to play the game enough to understand projectile speed. If you're sitting here using all these crosshairs and shit, you're wasting your time. I'm being for real. Like, if you actually want to get good at aiming and actually want to be good at the game, you gotta just get used to it. You just can't rely on these gimmicks. It's a noob trap. It's not helping you in the long run. These videos are only here to take your viewership and then do all this extra shit so they have somebody, because every time a new character, think about it, every time a new character drops, they update the crosshair list. What is that doing? You're getting views every time characters drop consistently. It's not there to help you. It's there to just get your view and trick you into a form of safety. I wish I could find, but I have clips of me using Magneto's ult to hit flying characters in the air, like on Magneto of all characters, and I don't need a crosshair to lead me to that. It's game sense. I already know how his ultimate works, how to aim it and stuff just by playing. These crosshairs are just hurting you. So I'm gonna show you this last clip. My bad for all the fucking noise. I live in fucking New York, so it's like I'm recording this video in the middle of the day when I should be recording at the night. So you're just gonna hear a bunch of fucking cars, sirens, and shit. So I apologize for that. This is just like, this is another perfect example. I'm glad I clipped for you guys, cause like I'm trying to showcase that the crosshair is not important, it's the information. So like right now, I'm gonna focus on Luna in this clip. I'm literally focusing on her because the point of my role is to create space. To take back space from the enemy team when they're all grouped up like this, I have to fixate on the healers. The healers are gonna be the one creating, helping the tanks create space by keeping them up, right? So look what I do. You see, I'm shooting only Luna. My shots are hitting directly at Luna. You see that? And she dies, despite them being all grouped up. And you see Strange is looking, he's like, what the fuck? How did my support die? He's just right there. This is what I'm saying. Like, if you want to be good at the role you're playing, you have to be able to fixate at certain things. You have to really acquire the information on the screen and execute what you want to do. And that's mechanics in a sense, but it's just a lot of positioning and awareness. Your crosshair is not going to help you do that. You think that if I had some gimmicky Megatron looking ass crosshair, it's going to fucking make that shot easier to hit? It's not. It's actually going to make it worse because it's blocking my screen. I'm starting focusing on little shit like, oh, there's a square right here, I need to lead my shot. No, you're thinking too much. It is not that complicated. You want to have things done naturally. When you start overthinking stuff like that, when it does not require your brain to think for you, you need to be thinking about the positioning more. That's where your time needs to be spent. Your time needs to be spent looking at ult charge, what cooldowns were used, and your own positioning. That's how you get overall consistency in your aim. So I'm going to show the clip again. You see that? My flicks are very consistent because I did Kovacs. So that's like one thing that's just like hard mechanics. I'm able to play Magneto and hit his projectiles really consistent because I practice controlling my micro flicks for smoothness. And she dies. It's that easy. And I get out, kite back. I actually don't know how she died here, but it's a nice shot. She dies anyways. So that's pretty much my point. It just, I already went over everything about why these kind of crosshairs are bad. You shouldn't really be using these overcomplicated crosshairs with what they try to say to you. Oh, it's so you can account for projectile time. Oh, this, down the third. It's not helping you. If you look at, I promise you, if you look at any top 500 game, anything around that level of skill, they all use a fucking dot, a cross, or some kind of like small crosshair that's similar. They don't use anything else. If it's the case that these crosshairs are there to help you, why aren't the best players in the game using them? They will take any advantage. They'll make the game look like a Game Boy game if it'll help the get higher FPS. So why aren't they using your crosshairs from YouTube, guy? It's because they're not good. It's irrelevant. They know what I'm saying already because they've been playing these games for a long time. They didn't just start picking up my rivals. So what I'm trying to say, I'm not talking shit. I'm trying to help y'all get out of this noob trap and fall for this bullshit. This shit is literally just a waste of time. People try to do this with Overwatch, with Hanzo and shit, and people got called out instantly and they stopped making those videos because The Overwatch players, unfortunately, just have too much time on the game. You guys are new to this genre, new to shooters at like a higher level of skill, and this is why you guys think it's helping you, but it's just hurting you in the end. So I'm just trying to help you out, for real. Like, please, just open Kovacs. If you need resources for Kovacs or YouTubers who have like guides specifically for this, just let me know in the comments. I'll drop them. It's not a big deal. Well, I'm just gonna show like the example I'm talking about with these crosses real quick before I end this video. Oh, wrong one. So like right here, right? Hella. It's just a fucking dot in the middle, and the dot doesn't even look like it's censored. But anyways, with hit scan, you want to be on target as possible. The dot signifies the bullet size of the primary attack, so you always know when you're aiming on target. No, it does not matter. Why do you need your dot size to be the same as the size in game? That's extra information you shouldn't be thinking about. It's irrelevant. You can use the same fucking little dot for every character in the game. You just need to learn projectile timing by playing. The lower reticle can be used to aim bullet drop on Hella's Soul Drainer orb, which is her right click, which is a projectile, right? You don't need to do that. By playing the game, by hitting, you know how the shots work. When you spend more time using, like, if you're in a close game, right? You're shooting people. There's so much on screen you have to realize, right? And you gotta, like, now hover your eyes on here and here. How is that helping you? You're focusing too much attention on the crosshair when you're missing out on things like the cloak and dagger use her escape ability, right? Because you're playing Hella. You always want to like go on the off angle and focus on like supports and DPS, the squishies, at an angle they can't really react. Or if you use your right click, you want to think about things like the thing used the little armor shit he puts on himself. So you spam the right click to burst them down. It's like things like that. When you start looking at this, you're just focusing on extra shit that's outside of the game. It's just like this, like, bruh. The color for the crosshair too is like, I don't know how people even use blue in the first place. Blue is a very hard color for me to see in game with a lot of these shooters because it does not contrast well. And then using it's just the same shit as a dot for a high precision. This reticle matches the size of Black Widow's main attack. But no, that doesn't matter. It does not matter the size of the bullet. You just aim and shoot, bro. It's a video game. It's just like trying to be scientific about this shit is irrelevant. It does not help your aim. If you want to be scientific about your aim, open up an aim trainer and practice your hand-eye coordination mechanics. That will help you so much more than using these special crosshairs. And at the end of the day, when you have all these different crosshairs for your character, it just fucks with you. Because your brain works in an obnoxious way. You're gonna sit here and over-fixate on the crosshair, and you're not gonna have consistency in your actual aim on your hands. Your hands are gonna do slightly different things that you won't notice because you're fixating on the crosshair. Like, I flick a lot when I play projectile heroes to lead for the shots, right? So if I'm doing that and I'm using a crosshair that's teaching me not naturally I need to flick, what happens when I go to Punisher and then like I'm using like a different crosshair? It's just like I'm gonna start maybe micro flicking without realizing it. My tracking is gonna be not smooth because I'm not realizing these things. When you have consistency in your crosshairs, they're all the same shit. You get to focus on other parts of the game that matter more. Same thing with mechanics. But anyways, I'm done. I'm done talking about this shit, man. It's a long rant with a bunch of bullshit noise in the background because I live in New York. So, whoever sees this video, please don't use these crosshairs, man. Just use a normal dot or a cross. And work on the things I said. Get a Kovacs guide on micro flicking, smoothness and tracking. And you will see why the top aimers all have similar crosshairs and they all like aim like gods. Anyways, peace out, guys.